There's a state of feminine flow that we're all trying to tap into now as we welcome the redemption. Does this state of flow require any sort of effort on our part? I never thought it was a question. I always thought it was a given. I do my part and I let go. I didn't question how much is my part. In this week's Torah portion of Terumah, which comes out Rosh Chodesh Adar, it talks about the idea of the Gimel Daled, because in the year it was given over, the Rosh Chodesh came out the third and the fourth day of the week. Gimel Daled, Daled has a little yud sticking out, receiving from the Gimel. This little yud is the idea of being a channel, a bittul, which means I get my ego out of the way and I allow something greater to come through me. That was the end of the talk. And I was trying to figure out what it had to do with the beginning of the talk, because the beginning of the talk spoke about something I've been talking a lot about on here. The bitterness, the challenge, turned to a delicacy. Why do we say the words, just like we lessen in joy in Av, do we increase in joy in Adar? Isn't it taking away some of the joy of Adar by bringing in Av? And so the answer given is that it's when we are able to be in Av, in the bitterness, in the sadness, in the challenge, then we can make it a delicacy. And it's the delicacy of that, together with the natural sweetness of Adar, that is what Hashem wants from us. These beautiful foods that we're giving over to Hashem. And then connecting that to Parshas Terumah, where it says to make a dwelling for me, to make a mishkan, and every single person should be a part of this. And the contributions that were given starts off talking about gold first. Numerous different kind of questions. If it was supposed to be the kind of item that the most people gave first, why would it be gold? Because that would be silver or some other kind of, thing. And then some other ideas, why gold first? And concludes with that every single Jew is gold. And that's why it wasn't the elite people that had to be part of the building of the Mishkan. It was every single person. And it's in every single person that Hashem wants to dwell, in every single Jew. Because every single Jew is gold. Whether he realizes it or not, he is gold. He cannot separate himself from his desires from Hashem's desires. His desires are gold, and Hashem, he's just a channel for Hashem. And that's when I kind of thought, oh, it's coming all together. If I'm a direct channel for Hashem, my work or whatever I put into it, I don't use up my strength. I'm constantly in flow because I'm constantly receiving more, right? It's a never-ending flow because I'm getting it directly from Hashem. And me knowing that I am gold, that I cannot, even if I wanted to, I can't separate myself from this idea that I am gold physically and spiritually, is me being in the space of abundance, of love, of light. And from the space of worthiness and love and light, I am a never-ending flow. And so whatever I put in is not, every challenge I meet with every effort I put in is there as a way of getting myself to a delicacy if I'm met with challenge or pain. And I have the ability to do that because I'm coming from the state of gold, because I'm coming from a state of flow. Everything I touch, it could be the most bitter thing, I could turn it to gold. And we see it so clearly. We don't want the challenges that we've received now with Eretz Yisrael. And then, I think it was Sunday, when the hostages were released, were saved, they took them out. The sweetness that comes from that is a delicacy. We wouldn't ask for it. We don't want it. But those families, the joy that we feel for those families and the joy we feel for the redemption of these captives is much sweeter had it just been people that live their normal lives, right? Just continued with their normal lives. And so too with everything that's been going on, the sweetness that has come out of Israel is so much sweeter than just plain sweet, because it's a sweetness that is gotten from a challenge. And this is only because they're gold to begin with. You see, if they weren't gold, if we weren't gold, then there's nothing here to bring out from us. But because we're naturally gold, all we have when we're squeezed is to be more gold. And if we could tap into that, and I think we will be able to tap into it more and more, without having to be squeezed, that is the redemption. When we could stay in the state of flow and give forth my all at all times, because I have all, and nothing is blocking me, because it's not a block to block me. It's just a block there to bring out a bigger delicacy. Then my effort that I put in, I could keep putting in. And so this question of how much effort, how much do I put in? How do I stay in a state of flow? How do I stay in a state of receiving? I think it's all answered in this week's Torah portion. When I could stay in a state of flow of gold, I constantly give the best of myself, Lord. I'm constantly giving the gold that I am. That's a bit for today. Have a wonderful rest of your day.